So Hollywood's remaking another classic to update it with their current woke agenda. Now, every time I make one of these videos pointing these types of things out, certain people seem to jump at the opportunity to twist my words and label me all sorts of horrendous things. So I have to speak very deliberately and be very clear. Because this will happen, I would really appreciate it if you left a like on this video and left a comment down below, agree or disagree. Today's episode is being sponsored by, well, this book, Super Stupid: Why the Educated Elite Are Often So Wrong, So Often About So Many Things. I've just started reading through it, and it basically blows up the entire foundation that drives a lot of the SJW baloney that we're so often fighting against on this channel. Super Stupid explains why attacking their lies doesn't work. It's not a book about politics or ideology. It explains how organic cognition works. Read it to learn how to cut the ground out from underneath SJWs and how to defeat them before they take over everything. The book is available at Amazon, and the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Check it out, support the author, and support the channel. Let me know what you think of the book. Billy Porter confirms that his version of Fairy Godmother will be genderless in new live-action Cinderella. Quote, "The kids are ready."
You can be a girl, so non-binary, meaning
The opposite.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bunch of crock, right? You can be one end, the other end, or anywhere in between.
That's interesting. But confusing.
Now, I try not to, even though we all make mistakes or slip up at times, I try not to stand on a think of the kids type thing. And I want to be very clear in how I present my criticism here, because it's cringe. This whole idea is cringe. If you want to have a genderless character in Cinderella, go ahead. Kids don't care about this stuff. They don't care. Hollywood cares because, quite honestly, I try to stay away from kind of like this, like, oh, it's a weird agenda. Doodly 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 doo. But it just like, it sure feels like it. Nobody's saying you can't have genderless characters in your children's movies. You have, I believe, an openly LGBT character in the latest Pixar movie, Onward, which has led it to be banned in Russia and Turkey and many other places, I'm told, or Egypt or something. Russia for sure. Fine. You know what? I 100% respect. You want to put that stuff in the movie? You want to have more, you want to represent more types of humans? Cool. In fact, I think that the only problem I really have with it is when I can prove you don't really care. For example, when Disney will edit things out to appease the Chinese market or something like that. You have, the kids are ready. The kids are ready. Billy Porter continues to turn heads with his iconic style that blurs gender lines. It doesn't blur gender lines to me. This is a man who dresses like a woman. It's very clear to me. What do you mean? You can dress like a woman all you want. You're still a man that dresses like a woman. It's very clear. And the Pose star, I don't even know what that means, is preparing to bring that quality to the big screen with his next role. Oh, maybe it's a TV show called Pose. He recently revealed that his version of the Fairy Godmother is next year's live-action Cinderella will be genderless. The 50-year-old told CBS, quote, "It hit me when I was on the set last week how profound it is that I'm playing the Fairy Godmother. They call it the Fab G. Magic has no gender. We are presenting the character as genderless. That, at least, that's how I'm playing it. And it's really powerful." You're right. Magic does have no gender, but you do. The Fairy Godmother does as well. Again, Another iconic classic character representing traditional motherhood gets updated with some sort of weird amalgamation.
You know, just get weird.
Cinderella, I am your fairy godmother. Fairy in the magical sense, not about kissing guys.
I don't care if you are offended that I think a dude wearing a hat that opens up like a shade is weird. Porter doesn't appear to be scared of the potential conservative backlash. I don't think that this is a genuine representation of people that wouldn't like this. It's not a conservative or liberal thing. It's a fandom thing. It's respect for the source material. Look how aggressively people trashed me and still do for pointing out that they took She-Ra, a strong female superhero, and turned her into a 13-year-old androgynous boy. This is a fact. And when you expose that there is an agenda, people react very aggressively. He added that this is classic. This is a classic fairy tale for a new generation. Well, how about you make a new movie? Why is that so hard for these people to understand? And by these people, I mean people that continue to want to update classic movies. What would be so hard about having a genderless magician in something else? It's not about representation for folks. It's about changing history. It's about rewriting the classics and, quote, improving them. Aww. I think that the new generation is really ready. The kids are ready. It's the grown-ups that are slowing things down. Yeah. Yeah. The Tony winner recently faced a wrath of anti-LGBTQ group 1 Million Moms over his appearance on Sesame Street. For his appearance, he sported the same black velvet tuxedo gown by Christian Who Cares. Behind-the-scenes photos of Porter wearing the dress for Sesame Street sparked a petition urging HBO and PBS to cancel the episode. He recently responded via Instagram, "I know people are all up in arms about me wearing that gorgeous custom tuxedo dress I wore at the Academy Awards for the upcoming season." I mean, this dude is just interested about ruffling feathers and getting attention. I mean, that's very clear to me. If you follow me, however, you know the kind of impact it had. The emails and DMs and messages of goodwill I received that day and continue to receive from parents of their children who have been bullied all over the world. I'm sure you got ones of emails. Of course, this is no new thing. Remember when E! Online Entertainment Tonight ran the story? Billy D. Williams comes out as gender fluid. Woo! Confirmed. We got another one, boys. Except Billy D. Williams actually came out and said, "What the hell is gender fluid? I didn't mean that."
I've always been intrigued with this whole idea of men getting in touch with their softer side, the gentle side. So this wasn't about sex or anything like that.
He spent more than a half century in Hollywood, but Billy D. Williams is still surprised. The legendary actor, the essence of black masculinity, with his velvety, smooth, bedroom-ready voice, which carried him over into a ubiquitous Colt 45 malt liquor campaign in the 80s, gave an interview to Esquire magazine about his role as smuggler Lando Calrissian in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which lands in theaters December 20th, a movie that was much maligned. In the interview, the 82-year-old actor said, "And you see, I say himself or herself because I also see myself as feminine and masculine. I'm a very soft person, not afraid to show that side of myself." Media critics, so many media outlets, picked up that quote and ran with it. Williams, they reported, is gender fluid. People praised him. Oh, how they praised him. Thing is, Williams had no idea what that even means. People should read. I mean, it would be an interesting education for a lot of people. Quote, "First of all, I asked last night, I said, What the heck is gender fluid? That's a whole new term, Williams said in an interview with The Undefeated this week. He was misunderstood, he says. But I was talking about was men getting in touch with their softer side. This is a phrase that was coined by Carl G. Jung, who was a psychiatrist, who was a contemporary of Sigmund Freud, and they had a splitting of ways because they had different ideas about, what do you call it, consciousness, unconscious, and collective unconsciousness. He also coined the phrase anima animus, and the anima means that is the female counterpart of the male itself, and the animus is the male counterpart of the female. So that's what I was referring to. I mean, it's so predictable. And then you have, oh yeah, here we have the only Star Wars movie, as far as I ever known, to lose money. What about Lando Calrissian reveals about the evolution of Star Wars? Evolution. And then you see The Verge. Lando Calrissian's newfound panness is BS. If you're not going to put your characters explicitly queer on screen, don't expect the brownie points. Well, yeah, because it's all just bait, gay baiting. That's all this stuff is. I don't know why the newer generations feel like there is a problem with classic stories. Do I think people should be calling for censorship or boycotting of a Cinderella movie? No. But I can guarantee you that some people are going to feel like, I don't want to take my kids to this movie, and that's their right. You're going to stand up and talk about how this is all for the kids, when in fact it's really all about Billy Porter. It's all about Billy and his dress-wearing brand. It's all about Billy getting more Instagram followers. It's all about Billy's new fancy hats.
Get your photos, darling.
It's not really about changing anything. Kids don't even understand what you're talking about. These are complex issues that most people can't understand late into their teens or even 20s. But sure, the kids are ready. I'm sure this won't totally blow up in your face. If we just look at the tweet, one of the many tweets, this one-way trip to Mars is looking more appealing. How can she be genderless if she's called the fairy godmother? What? It's not a godmother then. Get woke, go broke. Number 101,752,000. Western civilization took a wrong turn. Fairy godpan? Fairy godmother. The clue is in the title. This is getting ridiculous. And this is, coming from James Corden, which had a massive successful movie called Cats. Oh, wait, no, it was a gigantic flop, as I'm sure this will be as well. Enjoy the retweets on the new followers, Billy D, as Hollywood will disparage another long-lasting classic in order to, in my opinion, push their agenda. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.